Hello there, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hope y'all are having a good hump day. Sorry, I said that. I apologize.
It's cool because you said it like that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Humpty.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm saying Humpty. I don't know. But
Yeah.
We started late. Get to the stuff.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Chatting with Doug, where Doug is going to answer some of the questions that you've always wanted to know the answers to. Hopefully, maybe, sometimes inadequately, sometimes more than you expect. You know what? It's a mixed bag. We're all just here for the ride, okay? I see we are already level 2 of this hype train. So let's get to the rules so that...
There we go.
Oh, a hype chaplet is too much. I love it. The best. Excuse me. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Oh my goodness, sorry. Sometimes we do have time towards the end of stream to look at highlighted messages, but you need to, well, I shouldn't say you need to. You probably want to wait until the very end of stream to highlight a message because I cannot scroll up to see the past messages. So wait until the end to highlight your messages, but highlighting does not guarantee that we are going to see it or read it. Please keep your messages short and to the point. The shorter it is, the better we're able to answer it. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and I cannot reread it because it's long. So shorter is better. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest things. I can't think of what that would be right now at this moment.
Avatar 2, I guess?
Well, that doesn't come out until...
No, not for us, but for, what is it? England, I think, got it, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. That also kind of applies to the bit messages. We do get behind. Obviously, we have been live for 5 minutes, and as people have already commented, there's a lot of messages. We have a list. We will get to it. It's pretty darn rare that it actually gets skipped. We'll get to it. We see it. I promise. And I think that's it.
Also, see if your bit message has been asked already. Or did you say that or no?
No,
okay,
I didn't,
good.
Doug. You're right. Yes, because
Listen.
we always feel bad if you have to get the table scraps of you're the 4th person to ask. And for some reason recently, that's very much been what's next week's NC review. So maybe just check to make sure.
Yeah, sure.
We still got that one like 4 or 5 times last week.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Awesome. Then let's get to it. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. This week's Bob's Burger is one of my new favorite episodes of the entire series. It's called The Plight Before Christmas. Did you watch it? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I saw it pop up, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's been a busy week. Hopefully I can watch it tomorrow.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Wednesday. What were your guys' thoughts on the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special if you've seen it?
I still haven't seen. I gotta watch it to review it for Disney December. That's one of the reasons it's so late, because it's like, I'm gonna release it on Christmas, so I'll get to it. Heather, I think you saw it, right?
I did. It's fun. I like it. If you're looking for a good, nice length, it's only like 45 minutes of a holiday special to check out with your friends and family. This is it. It's nice. It's cute. It's fun. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Heather Cratchit and Doug Ebenezer Scrooge. How are you both?
Humbugish.
Oh, well, there you go. Kevin Lane, thank you so much for that 13-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hi, Doug. Last Thursday, I watched a YouTube video where the Grinch reads his own story. It's called Storytime with the Grinch. I advise you to take a look at it and review it because some people, such as I, value your opinion, but that isn't to say I don't value yours as well, Heather. Of course.
I think I saw it pop up again, like in my feed or whatever, but I didn't watch it. And some of those actors who play the Grinch are very, very funny. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out. It sounds like a funny idea.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Great review today, Doug. One scene I'm kind of surprised you left out, as it's possibly the most Carrie-esque line delivery in the film, is when the Ghost of Christmas Present states that he has more than 1,800 brothers. The way he says 1,842 to be exact sounds exactly how Ace Ventura would say the same line.
I did have it in there, but the stupid copyright bots and stuff like that. They try to narrow it down to about like 7 seconds. So I did have it in there, but I'm looking at the time. I'm like, no, that's 8 seconds. So had to chop it. It's stupid, but yeah, you're right. It's very Ace Ventura.
Sergeant Dog Dirt, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, when will you get around to a nostalgia critic on the Power Rangers movie of 2017?
I don't know. Maybe next year. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, now it's gonna hit the feels really hard for people because yeah, isn't the guy who played Tommy in there briefly? So that's gonna be like, that's gonna hurt. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because I don't know if I can get a ton out of it. There's like two major sets. I can get a lot with the Krispy Kreme stuff and Elizabeth Banks. Everything else, it's kind of a little slow and dull. That's kind of the issue with it. But I don't know. I'll try and get around to it at some point.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Which MCU property did you find more annoying in terms of humor? She-Hulk or Thor Love and Thunder?
Thor, because She-Hulk at least is supposed to be a comedy, so if a joke doesn't work, okay, whatever. I mean, the next one might work. Thor, it's like, oh my gosh, this is not what you are. This is not who you are, Thor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I would like to recommend you, even if only for a private time, two Star Wars games, Jedi Outcast and Republic Commando. They're a bit old, 2002 and 2004, but still great.
Yeah, maybe. We're gonna see if we can play that the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order when it comes out.
Woo!
Yeah, which sadly would mean I'd have to get a PS5, which
darn it. No. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Poor you.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that sounds bad. I'm not making like an official announcement or anything, but we're looking at that. Like, it would be cool to do a game like as it comes out because they've never done a game as soon as it comes out. So,
look at you, Doug.
Yeah.
New experience for you.
Oh my god, I'm so adult playing video games.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio? If you've seen it, it's my personal favorite version of the story.
I saw it too. I really liked it. It was not at all what I was expecting. It's interesting the way they tied it into, like, if you were to tell me this, I think it'd be terrible. Like, they tied it into World War II and Mussolini and stuff like that. Like, what? What are you talking about? But the way they do it weirdly does kind of tie into the themes and ideas of the original story and kind of the harshness of the original story. So I don't know. I can't say that's like, yes, this is a beat by beat telling of the story, but it somehow got almost the closest to the ideas it was talking about in the original book with these incredibly big changes. Probably about as close as the original Disney one. So yeah, no, I really liked it. I thought it worked.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I know you found Matthew Broderick just okay as Ferris Bueller, but what did you think of Jeffrey Jones as Principal Rooney? Personally, he's one of my favorite comedy villains.
He's great. That's one of my favorite roles of his. My first favorite is probably Amadeus. We still will quote his lines all the time. There it is, or like he just has these great comedic deliveries. So yeah, I mean he's the exact foil you need for a movie like that. Yeah, no, I thought it was very funny.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, and this is part 1 of 5. One thing I never got over from The Mist would be the stubbornness exhibited by Brent Norton, played by Andre, I'm going to mess that last name up, Brauer? Sorry. All he had to do was take a minute, walk a short distance, and look at something. And there will be more.
Right, that's my thought.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Christmas movie? I almost read it as X-Men, but they said Xmas. Favorite movie. Christmas movie.
Man, you know, it kind of changes a little bit. It's usually like a three-way toss-up between like the George C. Scott Christmas Carol, Christmas Vacation, and now Arthur Christmas. It's kind of always juggling in between those three. So yeah, I think it's still in between those three. It's hard to say. No, it's Christmas Vacation. It is, because that really was kind of my Christmas growing up. My grandma had a house that looked just like that. I knew all those family members. It takes place in Chicago. So yeah, that's probably the one.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. You seem to reference quotes from The Room a lot, so you actually like the movie now?
Oh yeah. even when I reviewed it, I was like, look, this is terrible, but everyone should see it. It's a masterpiece of bad. It's phenomenal. So yeah, no, I always I mean, I'll make fun of it, but you know, I love it to death.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Oh no, I just read that, sorry. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2 out of 5. But he was treating them as though they wanted him to do something humiliating or costly, such as taking off his clothes or giving them out all of the money in his wallet, and all because he didn't trust them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. There have been more confirmed Wicked movie castings. Michelle Yao, I never know how to say her name, I'm sorry.
I think so, yeah.
Was cast as Madame Morrible. Jeff Goldblum was cast as the Wizard. I did hear that. That is very interesting. Jonathan Bailey from Bridgerton was cast as Fiyero. I almost sang his name and said, I don't know, yeah, I can't listen. Fiyero! And Ethan Slater, who played SpongeBob in the SpongeBob musical, was cast as Bach. This is a fascinating cast.
I love Goldblum as the Wizard. I think that's a great idea. I can already kind of see him as the same role in Ragnarok, like kind of with that same delivery. Yeah, that I'm really digging. That sounds right.
Okay. The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. You can pick one movie-making duo, Steven Spielberg and John Williams, or Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. You can only pick one.
It's rough because, like, track record-wise, I think Spielberg and Williams have more consistently good stuff, but in terms of what would I listen to over and over, it'd be the Burton and Elfman stuff. So I'll go with that. I'll go with Burton and Elfman.
Oh, I just read that. Sorry, gosh, I'm bad about actually checking off the list. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 3 of 5. I know what they were saying was ridiculous from his perspective, but if they were lying, they would have used something more plausible. I dislike how stubbornly he refuses to give them the benefit of a doubt.
Yeah, it's trying to hammer in the commentary over practicality, I think.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Christmas special?
Let me see.
Different than a movie.
You know, I'm really liking that, what's it, like, Merry Muppet Christmas, something like that. I gotta look up the exact name, but I did a review on it, and it's just so freaking cozy. It's a very Merry Muppet Christmas movie? Shit, is that it? I don't think it's it. That's not it. Okay, but it's the one, I reviewed it before, where A Muppet Family Christmas, that's it. They go to just this cabin in the middle of the woods that, like, Fozzie's mom is at, and the Fraggles are in it, and the Sesame Street Gang are in it, and the Muppets are in it. They just sort of sit around and tell jokes and sing songs. It's just like the most cozy goddamn thing you'll ever see. So, yeah, that's growing on me more and more.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. One of my favorite Jim Carrey Robotnik moments is when he's running away from a Raiders-esque boulder and shouts, I don't want to die like this, it's derivative! Yes, it's a bit of a cheat, but I still thought it was funny how that was his biggest concern.
Yeah, I thought he was very funny in that second one. I think my favorite is just when Sonic's about to punch him and he steps out of the way introducing Knuckles. That was so funny in slow-mo.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 4 of 5. I also find it weird he assumed they wanted to make a fool out of him because of a case he lost last year. Perhaps that loss caused him to assume everyone in town had low regard for him, simply because he didn't live in their community, which may explain why he didn't believe them.
I guess. I mean, that's still quite a stretch. They didn't make that very clear if that was the case.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. So what was both of your favorite out-of-context clips from last night's game?
There was one, was it paper or plastic? Ah! And I still don't know what it is.
I saw the context of that one when I was confirming that's what it was from. And there's like a weird like vampire Valkyrie lady who at the end of one of her sentences was just like, ah! And you as the NC were like, imagine if you asked everyday questions like that. And that was one of the first ones. Paper or plastic? Paper or plastic? There was like a series of 3 of them.
Well, now we know.
And I honestly don't even know. I feel like it had to be one of the Malcolm ones. The Malcolm ones consistently. No, you know what? The one that I laughed every single time was the IHOP one from RoboCop, where he was like, the IHOP down the street closed. Oh no, more pancakes! It was the no more pancakes every time. I was watching those clips for hours, and that one made me laugh every time. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 5 of 5. I would have been satisfied if Brent received proof and apologized to David before disappearing.
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Yeah, I don't know. None of it made much sense to me.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What movie would be improved by replacing the main character with a talking dog?
Lassie. I'd be so curious to see how it turned out.
Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. What are some of your favorite Christmas songs?
I do like Baby It's Cold Outside, but I do always bring up the first time I heard it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lady Gaga, and they switched it where he was the one leaving and she was the one trying to have him stay. I just thought it was the coolest thing I ever heard. I think like the jazzy kind of music, everything. I just thought it was so awesome. They're so cool. I'm trying to think of other ones.
I love Oh Holy Night.
Yeah. There's one in a special coming up. So here's your Christmas clue for the review next week. It's a song called Keep Christmas in Your Heart. It's very short, but I'm like, oh, I wish they would expand this song and keep it going because it's a really pretty song.
Chorus, thank you for the 50 bits. Any chance you'll watch the Legend of Tarzan series for the next Disney-cember? The show is a sequel to the Disney movie, and it has a lot of stuff from the book as well, like the city of the leopard people, dinosaurs, etc.
I did hear that. Like they had like some of the Lost City stuff in from the books. Maybe I'm assuming it's a short show. If it's something that's like 70 episodes, I'm not wasting 70 episodes on Tarzan. But if it's something like, I don't know, a 10 or 20 episode series, maybe I'll check it out.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. Cause it's snowing, I love shopping, and I fucking love Christmas.
You know, I'm impressed you did that. It's getting harder and harder for me to do that. Now I'm thinking back to singing that song. I'm like, how did I do that? So, and I fucking like I'm still messing it up. Like I don't know how I did it before.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the film Marcel the Shell with Shoes On? If so, what are your thoughts? I thought it was extremely cute and creative. Love the combination of using live film and stop motion animation.
No, but that's what I've heard. And I did see the short. The short was cute, but I was really shocked that they turned it into a movie. I was like, really? You can do a film out of this? All right, but I'm with you. The style that I saw with kind of the camera that's moving around, but still stop motion, that they inserted into a real shot. I thought it was very clever. It made it look very real and surreal at the same time. So I'll check it out at some point because I was curious to look at it.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you watched the extended footage of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that was finally released? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, not yet. I have seen some of the videos released about it, though, where they show some of the differences. But I should get it. I should purchase it. I didn't before because I thought you had to have a 4K player to watch it. And then I think somebody on here told me that you could just watch it on Blu-ray. I'm like, shit. Okay, so yeah, I'll get around to that.
Adam Grunther. I skipped one. Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the most recent season of Cobra Kai.
I really liked it. Actually. Yeah, I think after the end of season 2, I was with it enough. It was kind of losing me again. It was kind of becoming like Dawson's Creek, Riverdale, all that stuff, which I know it's kind of part of it. I get it, but it was just a little too silly for me, but I still stayed with it. And then this last season, I felt like, man, yeah, that's a good mix of like kind of the corniness of the original trilogy, but also being like legit interesting and fun and like what's the next twist that's coming and everything where it doesn't feel like it's just a soap opera. It's legit kind of clever. So yeah, I really, really liked it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. I recently met Tim Curry, and of course he was super awesome. And when I asked him what his favorite villain role of his was, he said the Chicken King from Duckman. Given your love of that show, what are your thoughts on that character?
I remember it being pretty fun. I mean, anything Tim Curry voices is going to be fun. I just remember it's pretty much just like a Tim Curry villain, except every once in a while he'd just, cluck his bees. He'd be like, oh, Bernice, in the most Tim Curry way he could. So yeah, no, I remember it being a lot of fun.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 1 of 2. While I'm at it, I also think Mrs. Carmody, the religious fanatic played by Marsha Hardin, was so desperate to survive she was only using God as an excuse for desperation. Otherwise, she wouldn't have attempted human sacrifice, let alone child sacrifice.
Yeah, in a weird way, even though it's hammered in, I kind of followed that a little more because they set up she was a fanatic, and then when she gets that power, she kind of lets it go to her head. This is her time to shine. She's been, I'm sure laughed at for years, and now she's the queen and stuff. So I do get that, but I got it so quickly that it just becomes annoying to see it dragged out throughout most of the film.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. So you still don't like Tiny Tim?
I'm trying to think of a Tiny Tim I saw where, at the very least, he's passable. You know what I mean? I've never seen one where I was like, oh no, like it was a legit what a blow kind of thing. The closest is maybe the Mickey one because it's a fucking mouse. Like, how can't you feel bad for a little baby mouse? But yeah. I don't know. There's Tiny Tim's the one character I've never seen a Christmas Carol get right. It'll be nice to see one that one day gets him right, because I know there's one out there where I'm just going to be like, not Tim. You know what I mean?
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2 of 2. I would have liked a post-credit scene where Mrs. Carmody is seen in a straitjacket in an asylum, threatening the wrath of God would befall the staff unless they set her free.
It turns out the whole thing is in her head. There's no supermarket. There's no mist or anything. It's just her in a insane asylum. That'd be pretty funny.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What movie has the best looking pizza?
Oh, man, that's a wonderful question.
Pizza specifically.
For some reason, and this just is pure nostalgia, in Home Alone 2, when he's getting in the limousine, they say, here's your very own cheese pizza. And they open it up, just that steam just goes like an exploding cloud of smoke. And it just looks so fucking good. I'm always in the mood for pizza whenever I see that scene.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you would have the time to review the MCU show Hawkeye for next Disney-cember? It's a fun show.
Everybody says that. I should give it a chance. I've been very close-minded about it. I should give it a shot. I'll do my best.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite character from the Wednesday show besides the title character?
Let me see. I was saying it's nice to see Gwendoline Christie in a role that does not rely on her size. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's not going to fight anyone or anything like that. It was purely on her acting and her facial expressions and stuff like that. I thought she did a great job. Most of the people did a pretty damn good job in terms of the acting in it. I also like the little B-boy. I thought he was pretty funny and likable. But yeah, honestly, I can't think of any characters aside from maybe the boyfriend she's supposed to be interested in, and I get it, that's the trope, that's riveting. Just gotta be good looking with the smooth hair and just I'm just tortured and but I'm hot. I get it, that's what they're supposed to be, but they're so boring.
I read a really great interview with Gwendoline Christie where she was saying that the set of Wednesday was one of the first times she felt like a beautiful star. That she was allowed to be beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, that's so heartbreaking, but also amazing. Good for her.
That's really cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I love the Christmas Carol. I love the Christmas Carol. I even have the copy of the book. In my opinion, the best adaptation is still Scrooged. Maybe it's the mature way it was handled mixed with comedy, but I generally think the story set in modern days should be the norm. And I like it when the film acknowledges Dickens' story. There's a Tom Arnold version where he tries justifying why, unlike Scrooge, he doesn't like Christmas.
Yeah, it's funny. I should love Scrooged, and I just like it. I don't know why. Something about it weirdly doesn't click with me like the other Christmas carols do. And it's so bizarre because all that stuff is right up my alley. Like Bill Murray as Scrooge, and it's modern day, and it's like dark and twisted and weird. And I really should love it. But for some reason, I'm like, yeah, that's good. It's a good movie. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's an editing thing. I have no idea what it is.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. When is Rob coming back? I want to ask him questions about Santa Christ. Just wondering.
Well, we can probably get him in one of these.
Yeah, we probably could.
Probably after, probably sometime either in January or after January, because he's still doing the Batman and Robin images for Fanscription. But yeah, we'll get him back in.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Del Toro's Pinocchio yet? And if so, what are your thoughts, and will you do a review?
Well, I do a review. Man, if I did, it'd probably be like a Freak Show Cinema, something like that. But I did see, and I really, really liked it. Not at all what I was expecting. The tie-ins to World War II was really surprising, but weirdly fit. And I thought it was okay that they didn't hit all the beats of the original story, but they still kind of acknowledged them in a different way. I don't know. It's one of those. You know what I feel like? I feel like it's that Nutcracker 3D movie done right. Like, how the hell can you connect Nutcracker and like World War II? It's the same. How can you connect Pinocchio and World War II? And they found a way that made it really poetic and kind of beautiful. And the Nutcracker one just had no idea how to do it.
Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, have you seen the new 65 trailer? I'm glad to see dinosaur horror movies. Also, my favorite book, Primitive War. Excuse me. Where soldiers face dinosaurs in the Vietnam War. A horror book, but it's also getting a film adaptation that should be out in the next 2 years.
Oh, that sounds cool. That kind of sounds like that Skull Island movie that came out. That'd be pretty cool. I saw it. I mean, look, it looks fine. Looks good. Maybe I've seen more of a trailer. I'll be like, what? Holy shit. I mean, everything attached to it with Sam Raimi, horror, dinosaurs, time travel. I mean, all that sounds like a recipe for fun.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. After yesterday's stream, I have 2 ideas for memes. 1, take any clip where anywhere of Doug saying or doing something stupid, pause after he says or does it, then fade to the Nostalgia Critic title. 2, take the clip of Malcolm saying, "Why, hi, guys," and insert it into any movie clip. For example, when Yao Ling and Chen Po swim towards Mulan, and she removes the lily pad from her face, it's actually Malcolm saying, "Why, hi, guys."
That'd take a little creative animation, especially because I think the camera's zooming in on him, tracking in on him during that. But you can still do it. I'll say it might make it even funnier.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the next review? Maybe Santa versus the Snowman? Just a thought.
No. It has the song "Keep Christmas in Your Heart." That's the clue.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave Chris Farley SNL sketch and fave John Candy movie.
Well, John Candy's gonna be playing Trains and Automobiles. Favorite Chris Farley sketch? I have to like go through them. Maybe the one. I don't know how well it's aged, but the one where he's on the Japanese game show. I thought it was pretty funny. He just has a great react. "Excuse me, I won. What the hell are you doing?"
General Kenobi, thank you so much for the 25-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. 25 months with the people who turn bad days into awesome days.
Oh, thank you.
Sergeant Dog Dirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you ever watch Klaus on Netflix? It's a hand-drawn masterpiece.
Hand-drawn-ish, but yes. Yeah, I actually really liked it, and after looking at the main character and the plot, I was really ready to not like it. But they pulled it off very well. The animation is beautiful. The way they combine the hand-drawn kind of with that CG coloring and everything was really, really cool. I gotta watch it again, actually. It's been a while since I've put it on.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Wagons East, The Frisco Kid, or Mac and Me.
Mac and Me's been done to death. I don't think I'd be able to add much. I like Frisco Kid. I don't know what I'd be able to say about it. I don't know how many people know what it is either. And what Wagons East? Is that the John Candy? Yeah, it's a John Candy one. I don't remember it being good, but I don't know if I can get that much material out of it either. So probably not. Thank you, though.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 1 of 2. Here's an urban legend you might like. A man and his guide travel down a river in a remote jungle in Thailand. He falls into the river but is unharmed. But before he can climb back on board, he feels many sharp stings as if you're being stung with needles. When he crawls to the river bank, he claws, my bad. Claws to the riverbank, he collapses. To be continued.
Okay.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween 2023, Hubie Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, Fear.com, Mr. Jingles.
I think I am gonna do a Halloween Ends with probably with Brad on his on Cinema Snob, because I think he kind of liked it and I really didn't like it. So I feel like I was making jokes all throughout watching the movie, so I'm just like, look, you bring me in when you do this one, because this is more your thing. He's done all the Halloween movies, so yeah, we'll definitely do that one.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2 of 2. His guide takes him to a nearby shaman for medical help, but by the time they arrive, the man expires. The guide is confused as to how it happened. The shaman reveals the many puncture wounds, which serve as proof he was injected with lethal venom from the tusks of the small but deadly water elephants.
Okay, good to know. Water elephants.
That's interesting. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite found footage movie?
Probably Paranormal Activity 2. I don't know. Those movies get kind of a bum rap, and I see why a little bit, but 2 is the one where I'm like, I don't know. I always show people that movie, and they're scared, and they like it, and they say, man, it felt so believable, and this scene was good, this scene was good. And then whenever I ask them about the movies, they're like, oh yeah, they're all kind of dumb, whatever. It's like, but that second one was so fucking good. So yeah, I really like 2 a lot.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. This might sound messed up, but Will Smith just has to start slapping people in his future movies now, right? The general public may forgive him, but slapping is his thing now.
Well, and he did do that a little bit. I saw him do it one other time in an interview. This guy kind of has it coming. Like, he tried to kiss him. I think he kissed tried to force kiss him. He's like, "What's there with you?" And it's like, I think that's a little justified.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it wasn't even boom like that. He was just like, "What's the matter with you?" That's justified. Telling a joke, not so much. But yeah.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. I watched The Wolf of Wall Street for the first time. I really liked it. What are your thoughts on that movie?
Oh, I love it. Nobody told me it was a comedy. And if I knew that, I would have rushed out to see it faster, because I thought, I like Scorsese and I like his style and everything, but it is a very familiar style. And I just sort of saw that movie okay, it's going to be the typical Scorsese shtick, just with, Wall Street in the 80s. But when I picked up very quickly that it was supposed to be funny, the whole thing was supposed to be funny, I was just howling with laughter. I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. I just don't get the boring-ass Lord of the Rings. The whole story is basically 2 hobbits walking to a volcano, which could have been more easy to either have the Eagles take them there or have the Magneto, the Paladin, the Elf, and the Dwarf to take it.
I hear ya. It's kind of like when people have a problem in comic book movies. Why even Magneto? Why couldn't Magneto do this? Why couldn't Storm do this? It's kind of the style and kind of the setup. Or Edward Scissorhands, where to get that giant block of ice to chop up and everything. It's kind of the style. But I get people that are just like, wait, people are dying. Why can't they just do this if it's supposed to be so real? But at the time, there really wasn't modern day writing for fantasy that really felt like something that came from years and eons ago. And I still get into it. I still like it a great deal. That was sort of my introduction to, wow, fantasy can be kind of grown up and adult. And then you have something like Game of Thrones that sort of takes it even to a newer level. If you want that, watch Game of Thrones for the most part. They bring more of that logic in there. To a point. Last season, you may want to skip.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 1 of 2. Here's my favorite urban legend. A married couple buys a new car and soon discovers its fuel efficiency to be 200 miles per gallon. They write a letter of appreciation to the manufacturer. To be continued. Okay. General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. I rewatched your Beauty and the Beast the Enchanted Christmas video, and I was wondering, what would your thoughts be on that movie becoming a world in Kingdom Hearts DLC?
I mean, it's kind of the same as when they did Beauty and the Beast before. I guess the only thing would be get Tim Curry as the organ in there. I'd be for that. I mean, it sounds like a fun boss battle. But that's about it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Your commercial special this year was pretty entertaining. My favorite part was the Pizza Head skit. My only complaint was when you talked about those Folgers coffee commercials, you did not reference their iconic famous jingle, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. The rest of the special was good. Keep up the good work.
Well, they didn't have that until I think the 80s or maybe the 70s. But yeah, so it wasn't in there yet. And honestly, I don't know. I know what you're saying. Like, if I made a joke about it now, like with the jingle, but I don't know how many people remember that jingle now. I don't know if it's a common thing. Maybe it is. I haven't seen a Folgers commercial in a while, a modern one.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio? I'm not nearly as in love with it as everyone seems to be, but I still agree it's the best Pinocchio we've gotten.
I know what you're talking about. I really liked it. It was very unexpected. And it did kind of throw me for a loop. I kept looking at how long it was. I'm like, we're halfway through. What? Man, we're almost near the. Have we even seen the fox and cat yet? You know what I mean? It is very, very different, but that's kind of what I like about it too. So it was unexpected, but I really enjoyed it.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Found an episode of Supernatural where the main characters get stuck in a Scooby-Doo episode. I think you should see it as Dark Toons episode. It's pretty dark.
I've never seen Supernatural, but I've heard of that episode. I remember people talking about. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was a Scooby-Doo episode where they get the Supernatural characters in there, or maybe it was Switch. The more I think about it, I don't know. Either way, I have not seen it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits, part 2 of 2. Soon, two men appear and steal a small component from the engine, which reduces the vehicle's fuel efficiency. As it turns out, the stolen component was what increased the fuel efficiency, and the car itself was shipped to the dealership by mistake.
Well, now we know.
So it was never supposed to be sold, because there is not like that technology doesn't exist.
Yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't exist.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Rosie O'Donnell kids movie character is more annoying, Betty Rubble from the Flintstones or Trek from Tarzan?
Oh, Tarzan. Oh my God. Honestly, Betty Rubble, she at least has the laugh, and it just kind of seems like she's wasted in the role because she's a big personality and everything, just really loud and big and everything. And that's not Betty, so it just kind of seems like, yeah, why is she there? It's weird, just because she can do the laugh. But no, I thought she was pretty annoying in Tarzan.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, which Ice Age movie was the absolute worst for you?
I mean, I've only seen the 3 so far, so I'll just say the first one. And even then, it's not awful. I just didn't like it. Yeah, it's a fine kids movie. I just didn't get into it at all.
Oh, that urban legend involves an oil company conspiracy. That's what they liked about it.
Okay, gotcha.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what's the worst game you've played in 2022? For me, it's Gotham Knights, although not the worst game I have ever played, but as far as games that came out this year, it's not good.
I heard it's not that great.
I mean, I haven't played many that came out in 2022, but the worst game I played this year, hot take, y'all are gonna be mad at me, I did not enjoy playing The Evil Within when I was playing it here for Halloween. I did not enjoy that game. I know it's a huge cult classic, but I am not a big fan of horror games, and I did not love the gameplay in it. So like, I hated the jump scares. I didn't like the feel of it. I'm sorry.
Shame.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite moment of the year? Mine was the huge drama that almost destroyed Twitch that involved sex toys during chess, a breakup, and scamming involving gambling addiction.
I mean, favorite moment, I don't know, like personal moment, it's gotta be something like probably between friends and family and stuff. I know you're talking about just being like, what the fuck moment. I don't know. You're talking about hot takes. Maybe Elon Musk taking over Twitter because I hate Twitter. So I love seeing it implode like that. Yeah, no, that made me laugh.
The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. What are your favorite Shakespeare movie adaptations? Ooh, that's a good question.
I like the Julie Taymor Titus. I love Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. I'm trying to think some other ones are pretty good. Was it? I always got the Michael York Romeo and Juliet because I forget everybody else who's in it, but that's very, very good. I'm sure there's others, but those are ones that are coming to me at the moment.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying are the possum characters in Ice Age for you? For me, it's 1,000.
They didn't get under my skin that bad. I know where you're coming from with that, but they didn't bother me too much.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. What moment did a character do that may be jarring to some but relatable to you? For example, mine is in Overwatch when Genji gives Mercy some chocolate and Mercy is disappointed because it's not Swiss, because if someone gives me Dunkin' Donuts, I would be disappointed because they're not Krispy Kreme, but I still appreciate the gift.
Probably when Alfred lets Vicky Vale into the Batcave at that moment, like everyone was like, "What? I can't believe he did that!" What? And Rob and I were always like, "I don't know, that makes sense." Like we feel like Bruce was kind of telling her. In fact, the sort of armor with the little bullet in it, when the Joker shot him and stuff, that was kind of like his way of telling her. And he disappeared, how he disappeared with no door and stuff like that. So she figured it out, and then I'm sure she just went to Alfred and said, "I want to see Batman," pretty much, right this way. Like, well, Bruce said you were going to do this. So I don't get why that was such a big deal when it came out. Nobody talks about it now, but at the time, like, it was just a travesty that had happened.
Gary Turbo, thank you for the 50 bits. The craziest thing about Blizzard is that the games either suck or a huge letdown, yet when they have a movie series or short becomes entertaining. For example, Warcraft games usually is shit, but the movie is actually fun to watch, especially in 3D. And Overwatch is really popular due to the shorts, but the game is almost unplayable.
I never saw the Warcraft movie. I guess I hear if you're a fan of Warcraft, it's really good. If not, it's awful. But I never have checked it out because I don't play Warcraft. So yeah, I guess I just kind of avoided it.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you ready for the return of the James Cameron ballad? I don't know how it goes, I'm sorry. His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget too steep, no sea too deep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron.
Boy, I'm not even sure what song that is.
The James Cameron ballad.
Yeah, of course, obviously. It's getting good reviews. Yeah, I'm seeing it tomorrow. I'm seeing it at the earliest time and already, and on IMAX in 3D, and already the seats are almost full. Like I got them like this morning, and I'm just like, oh shit, yeah, this is already like almost all taken up. So yeah, if you're gonna see it IMAX in 3D, get your tickets early, man, because I think everyone remembers how cool it looked the first time. So yeah, get them early.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You want to talk about a celebrity's renaissance? How about Macaulay Culkin? I'm interested in seeing him in one of those Star Wars shows. What project would you like to see him in?
Well, Chris Columbus on the commentary for Home Alone said he had an idea for a Home Alone sequel where Kevin is grown up, the Wet Bandits have reformed, they're actually living together and helping each other out as old men and stuff, and Kevin just goes insane and tries to break into their house, and they're trying to keep him out. I would love to see him in that movie because we know he can play crazy. He's made videos where he's had screaming with the long hair and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, so I feel like that could be very, very fun.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. I apologize for asking this again, but I stepped away from the Friday stream and did not hear your answer. A sub goal where this Channel Awesome crew does the try not to challenges, like try not to laugh, try not to sing.
Maybe okay. I'm only speaking for me. I'm usually pretty good at those. I'm good at just taking my brain and, just throwing it out, and I don't need to sing, I don't need to laugh. And I know I laugh a lot now, but if it's like, this is a challenge, like, I can do that.
Yeah, I'd have to think about how we could do that, but that's not a bad idea. I do have a list of things that we might be able to do in the future, but it's an interesting thought. It's an interesting idea. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of Russell Crowe as Zeus in Love and Thunder?
I guess it was okay. I don't know. It's like I kind of saw what he was going for. I guess it came across all right. I kind of had to keep reminding myself he's even in it. You know what I mean? So it's not like something that was awful, but it's hard to say it was really good either.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 1 of 2. I know I brought up conspiracy theories for your opinion before, but I'll do it again for pleasant conversation. There are a humorous number of theories about Denver International Airport. In fact, they made posters about them. #DenFiles. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2 of 2. The 3 poster messages are as follows. 1, thanks for being patient. The lizard people keep stealing our tools. 2, forgive the mess. Building secret underground tunnels can get quite untidy. 3, apologies for the noise. It takes really big drills to get to the underworld.
That's pretty funny. At least they have a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah. Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. A superhero named Christmas Man who shoots ornaments from his hands and shoots Christmas lights from his eyes and a Christmas tree as his Mjolnir. His secret identity is Doug Walker.
I mean, it's cool, but we already have a Christmas superhero. His name is Santa Christ.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of the Daredevil episode in She-Hulk, if you've seen it?
I've seen parts of it, and I saw the last episode he was in. I should check out the fight, because everybody that was kind of agreeing with me on the show, they're like, that fight, though, with Daredevil and She-Hulk, that was pretty badass. So it's like, all right, maybe I'll go see that, because there were a lot of people saying, you should see the finale, and they were right. That was very, very funny. But no, I didn't get a chance to see that part.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Rowan Atkinson miniseries Man vs. Bee? Thoughts?
No, but is it good? Because it's one of those where I'm like, this is either going to be horrendously awful or like some genius just really found a way to stretch this out and make it super funny. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, so I guess I didn't think about if it was good or bad.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. When the day comes when I have my own kids and I want to introduce them to Star Wars, would it be best to show them the original trilogy first, like most of us have, and then everything else, or start with episode 1 through 9 with the TV shows in between?
I mean, I say start with the original trilogy because that's how they were shown. And I think when these movies and shows are made, they all have in mind you've seen the original trilogy. So I think, I mean, you can show them however you want, clearly, but in terms of like what I think is best and what the creators probably have in mind, that's what I would probably think.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you watch the Always Sunny live holiday podcast?
No, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'll try to check it out.
SS25, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, have you both done your Christmas shopping? Mostly. Now I just need to wrap it all.
Yes and no. So because Rob and his wife will head out of town and always be with her family around Christmas time. So they come back and then we do Christmas, like, you know, sort of the Walker Christmas later. So a lot of times I'll get my gifts after Christmas and get some of the sweet deals. So, yeah, it's, I don't think I've done any actually yet.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. You like jazz? No! Is Heather's reaction anytime anyone quotes that line to her. Yes.
No!
How did you know? Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 bet credit cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you get. You get 5 punches.
There you go. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of Christoph Waltz and Ron Perlman as the villains in Del Toro's Pinocchio? Personally, I thought Perlman's character was one of the creepiest villains I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I thought they pulled it off pretty well. Again, that's kind of the same idea of like the fox and the cat and stuff. Well, it's not the fox and cat, but man, it's the same kind of idea just tied into this world where, you know, World War II is going on. So yeah, no, I thought everyone did a really good job.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you see Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans yet? I really want to see that movie, and it sounds like his best film yet, a front runner for Best Picture Oscar.
No, I haven't yet. I do hear it's very good. So yeah, I'm curious to check it out.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I may speed read this. On the 14th day of December, the critic gave to me 14 copyright infringements, 13 screaming goats, 12 Comanches dying, 11 awful plot twists, 10 Disney sitcoms, 9 Fire Kings, and 8 annoying glitches, 7 shitty remakes, 6 buried bodies, 5 cameos, 4 horny teens, 3 solid seasons, 2 gay rhinos, and a pigeon being chased by Spidey.
Whew, nicely done. Golf clap for you. Oh my God. Very nicely done.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, out of everything in MCU Phase 4, what's the one thing you can't get behind and really want to change? For me, it's Kamala Khan being turned into a mutant. Absolutely not. It's been over a decade since her creation. You can't just change her long history of being an Inhuman. If you wanted her as a mutant from the start in the comics, do it. The movie license at the time wasn't the creator's problem. But it was, though. That's the thing.
I was gonna
she
say,
literally couldn't be called a mutant. It was the creators. Like, they pitched her. I can kind of see what they're doing with that, because they really wanted her to be the first, like, Inhuman to take off in the comics and, like, lead some of the Inhumans and just make the Inhumans a more universe thing than the mutants. So I don't know. That doesn't bother me too much, because she probably was supposed to be a mutant from the beginning, but just, like, literally couldn't be. So
and that's what I don't know anything about Ms. Marvel, but that's why her, like, Inhumans were essentially another word for mutant. They just couldn't legally use it, so it's like, yeah, I kind of say the same thing. Just like, cut through the crap, tease X-Men. I was fine with that. I'm trying to think. I guess because the one that had the most possibilities of, like, ooh, we could maybe bring this somewhere else was maybe Eternals, and, like, really grow it up and tell sort of a more grown-up story. I love it that could be redone, and I don't know what the problem was, if it was the studio, if it was the director, if it was the writing, I don't know, editing even, but yeah, that's the one where I'm like, oh, this could have been, like, Marvel's kind of Dark Knight, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, yeah, this really, like, brought it, or even, like, the Batman, you know what I mean? Like, man, this brought it to a new level. So that's kind of a shame. That doesn't mean we won't get that movie eventually, but it's like, oh, you can tell they were trying to do it with Eternals.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Marcel the Shell with shoes on yet? I highly recommend it if you haven't. It's genuinely incredible.
It must have just come to streaming or something. Yeah, it's the second one we've gotten. No, not yet. And I have heard great things about it. I saw the little short on YouTube, which I thought was cute, but everyone was saying, like, the movie's really good. So I will try to check it out.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So I found a scary movie called Megan, and I find it funny instead of scary. I think you should check it out and review it next year.
That's the
That's the one with the dolls.
The doll,
It's the
right?
M3 GAN.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was out already. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the movie. I feel like it's supposed to be funny, just going off of the trailers when she's doing, like, the flips and kicks and stuff. I'm like, all right, come on, they'd be having fun with this. But yeah, honestly, I do want to check it out. It does look like fun.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's another conspiracy theory I want your opinions on. For years during the 1980s and 90s, America became convinced that an underground network of Satanists was working together to kidnap, torture, and abuse children.
Haven't heard. I mean, I say I haven't heard that one, but I'm talking like I'm a conspiracy expert.
Yeah,
so,
no, I mean, I've heard people spouse things like that, and I don't think that's a true statement.
But probably
in any way, shape, or form. Like, if Satanists are out there doing anything, it's definitely not working together to kidnap, torturing, and abusing your children. It's probably not what they're doing.
It's just being in graveyards, being, oh, the woe.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's another one. In December 2021, Peter McIndoe, in an interview in the New York Times, insisted in media interviews and online that birds aren't real, but rather they are surveillance drones made by the U.S. government. I love birds aren't real. It's obviously such a fake conspiracy theory. Birds aren't real is a great. It's hilarious.
Pretty funny.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This one might hit close to home. In 2018, a Reddit user brought attention to the fact that there was a high concentration of Mattress Firm stores in certain areas of the U.S., especially in Chicago. This led people to theorize the retail company is a money laundering business. I have heard that one before.
Yeah, they put the money in the mattresses. I can see that.
I've also heard
there are a lot of Chicago.
Drug, that it's like they're all drug fronts too. I've heard that before too, but
that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Mythic Tyrant, thank you so much for the 2,000 bits. We really appreciate that. Thank you. No question. Just wanted to thank you for your streams and, more importantly, your awesome weekly videos. Happy holidays to you and your team.
Oh, thank you so much. So kind.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, what anime show's music can rival Pokemon's music? I mean, there's a lot of animes with better music than Pokemon, but I think some of the best anime opening theme songs are Tank from Cowboy Bebop and Cruel Angel Thesis from Evangelion.
What's the name of what's the name of the composer who did Cowboy Bebop?
Yoko Kanno.
Yeah, that just always that's one I'm always
Music's
like, yeah,
amazing.
man, so good.
For sure. Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the 1999 comedy film Election starring Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick and is from the director of one of your all-time favorite movies, Sideways? If so, what are your thoughts?
I gotta see it again because it got a lot of really good reviews, and then I saw it, and I was like, this is kind of like just an ugly, perverted movie. I didn't know what to think of it. I thought it was just gonna be more like a mockery of like, oh, just the popular kids, running for election and stuff, and the perfect little world, and yeah, it's like kind of gross. But I haven't seen it since it came out either. I think I was in high school when it came out, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I should give it another chance.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I want to say that although the Christmas Carol movie with Jim Carrey is not the best Christmas adaptation, I still love it for its flaws. It has thought. The bit where Bob's jaw got dislodged scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I do like in it, certainly. Yeah, I can't say the whole thing works.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. So I checked out the original Miracle on 34th Street film. I liked it, but man, it was a bit of a drag to get through. But I like how it tried to depict Christmas as consumerism, which I think is relevant today.
Yeah, no, it's a very clever movie, but you're right, and the part of that is just the time period and stuff. Imagine a kid watching that now. I don't think a kid could get through it. That's where you probably put out like the Mara Wilson one for that. But I do really like it, and I like that Santa and everything. But that's also kind of the charm, is that it's kind of like you feel like as a kid, like, oh, I'm watching kind of like an adult movie, like The Trial of Santa, and they actually show it kind of like a trial. So I still like it. I have a soft spot for it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Keep one, lose the other in all of their movies forever. Tim Curry or Christopher Walken?
Oh, Tim Curry's a treasure. You know what it is? Walken will just show up and kind of do whatever he wants. And he's having a good time. It's like good for him. But Tim Curry is always giving 1,000,000%. You know what I mean? Like all of him goes in a performance, where I can't say that with Walken. There definitely are some roles where he does, but he doesn't always give 1,000,000%. That's part of the charm sometimes. But it's like, yeah, no, Curry's always giving it his best.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Hope you two are doing wonderful tonight, as tomorrow is my brother-in-law Jacob's 30th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 50 bits. As God of Christmas, I command you to review Arthur Christmas, or else I'm using my Christmas Medusa eyes to turn you into a gingerbread man.
I did do a like an editorial on Arthur Christmas. It wasn't like a scene by scene, review, but I just talk about why it's so good. It's something like why you should see Arthur Christmas, or why it's a classic, or something like that. Because I do agree. I think that's like the past couple decades, that's probably like the best new Christmas movie we've gotten. So yeah, I do agree. And yeah, I think everything I need to say is kind of in that review.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I know you're not doing career dives anymore, but I'm curious to know your take on what makes Nicolas Cage so good no matter the performance. Some of his roles he's done theoretically should not work. Cage made it work, whether or not it's straight to DVD or a theater release.
Well, I love Nicolas Cage, but he doesn't make every role work. And we know what roles those are. Those are the ones where he's had to make them in a hurry. The films were made very quickly, and he had to go on to the next one and stuff like that. And it's like, fair enough. I'm not going to act like, well, yeah, I would know absolutely everything and know all the nuances of the character. It's like, no, I get it. Yeah, I don't know, because when I was younger, I don't know if I liked him as a serious actor, and as I got older, I really saw just the joy of the performance in what he was doing. And then yeah, I did come across some performances where he was really legit good. So I don't know. I think I wrote, I could be wrong, I thought I wrote an editorial during Nicolas Cage month, where I talk about, is he technically, like a good actor, like a legit, really good actor, where, he can be convincing and stuff like that. But I think I got sick and I couldn't film it. But it's one of those things where it's like, I think I might still have it lying around. Maybe I'll just do that as like a fun little editorial, like an extra little video or something.
Roboto Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Scream 6 teaser? It's being set in New York City on Halloween. Is just sheer genius. I quite like the fifth and was really nervous about it since it was the first without Craven, but my god, Ghostface was scary there. As long as they keep those calls scary like the fifth, first, and fourth were solid. How weird that Scream is one of my new franchises that still works after so many.
Yeah, and I like that. I like the idea of there being a couple ghost faces on that train. I thought that was pretty clever. And a part of me was like, didn't we just have 5? Like, why are we doing 6 already? And I forgot what's her name from Wednesday was in that last movie. And so now she's going to have a much bigger part in this movie. So what's it, Jenna Ortega? Is that how you say her name?
Ortega?
Ortega, thank you. So, yeah, I think it's one of the reasons they probably pushed that trailer out, because I'm also thinking to myself, they didn't show much, but I'm like, all you have to see is she's in it. It's like she's like the hot thing right now because of Wednesday.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the best comic book movie of the year for you? The Batman.
Yep, there was. Wait. No, yeah, that's right. The Spider-Man No Way Home didn't come out this year. Yeah, I think you're right.
I liked the Batman better than Spider-Man, so.
Let me see the ones. Oh, Super Pets, clearly. No. Oh, am I talking about Morbius? No, yeah, I'll say the Batman. That's definitely the one.
DJ Lol 5, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you might watch Once Upon a Time for next Disney December, or maybe the one after, since it does have a unique premise and the first 3 seasons are the best and most memorable until season 4?
I would like to see it because Rob really got into it, and he was telling me some of the weird, crazy shit that goes on in them. I don't know if I'm going to have time, though, sadly. Although, I'll look at how many episodes there are, because I think this year I did too many shows, and I'm realizing, like, I don't always have to do this many all the time. So maybe if I slow it down, I just do, like, a handful. Maybe that's one of the big shows I do. So we'll see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. It's from Van Helsing. Do you like to fly, Anna? Ah!
Yeah, I think, yeah, Heather. Well, no, we knew it was from Van Helsing. I think we didn't know the context, but Heather explained it too, so we got it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 1 of 2. Another one, in 1980, a monument called the Georgia Guidestones was built in Elberton, Georgia, depicting 10 guidelines in 8 different languages. The man who commissioned their construction used an alias, so no one knows who built it or why. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. This is part 2 of 2. Some people believe they were a warning for some sort of apocalypse yet to come, as well as instructions on how to rebuild society afterwards. Others believed it was built by Satanists or the New World Order, a secret world controlling group, as a means of promoting their agenda.
It always comes back to Satanists. Yeah, don't have many thoughts. Watch Inside Job, though, if you haven't seen that. I think that's right up your alley.
I think it's someone who just had a lot of money and wanted to do it. I don't think there's any conspiracy around them. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave Wayans Brothers movie.
I'm trying to think of. I don't think I've seen them all.
Oh, really?
Because I know there are some real funny ones that they've done together. Or at least I remember people saying it was really, really funny. I never did see that when I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Like, everyone said that was supposed to be, have a good satire. I don't really want to say scary movie, because I feel like I've seen funnier than that. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at, a list of them here. Yeah, man, maybe go to next one while I see some of the ones I've done here.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Key and Peele parody of Baby It's Cold Outside?
No, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out. All right, so I put in Wayans Brothers movies and Major Payne pops up. I guess I'll do that because I really did like that movie. I think that movie's really funny. So yeah, guess I'll go with that.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the one Christmas song that gets under your skin? For me, it's Silent Night. For me, it's Christmas Shoes. Goddamn song.
Yeah, I found another one, because I think before I said the Dominic the Christmas Donkey and Santa Baby. The one from The Grinch was Where Are You, Christmas?
Oh my god.
I hate that one.
Why can't I find you?
It's the fact, both of them. I hate the one sung by the little kid, because that feels so manipulative and just why is there a song here? And then the done version that's just so early 2000s and late 90s, just
Mhm.
like that kind of sound. It just feels so like this is a product, in the
Mhm.
Grinch, which is about to be rejecting consumerism and all products and stuff. So yeah, no, I don't like that one.
We may already need to start picking up the pace because we are
Yes.
solidly an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 149 bits. Also, Doug, great review today. I saw this movie with my mom back in 2009, back in junior high. I was reading the book at the same time.
Oh, cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you guys know the National Treasure TV show just aired? I haven't seen it yet, but I literally just realized, to be honest, I completely forgot that was a thing.
I got screeners for it, and I feel so bad because I was just like, yeah, I'll get around to it, and just too much stuff caught up, so I couldn't get to it. But yeah, I want to check it out.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 50 bits. Can you give us a hint for next week's review?
The song "Keep Christmas in Your Heart" is in the review.
Alan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, what's a Christmas song that gets played you hate? For me, it's that damn hippopotamus song.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Oh, I hate that one. I never hear Two Front Teeth, but that's another one where if that's on the radio, I'll turn it up. I never hear it on the radio, but I think it's because they have that stupid hippopotamus one.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you like to defend plot holes in Marvel movies, so maybe you'll want to defend this plot hole. In Batman Returns, the Penguin's umbrella should have had contra-rotating blades, lest it rotate him or Catwoman instead of lifting either of them off the ground.
Movie ruined. I can't defend it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, nice money suit, Bongo the Gorilla, wise-ass nostalgia critic sarcastically. A family picture.
Yeah, that might have been a joke I used. I can't remember now.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Like you, I have a soft spot for Carrie's Christmas Carol. Those few amazing great scenes did left an impact on me, and I would love for them to do more of that in later incarnations of the story.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I want them to change it up at the same time. It's like, but you don't want to lose what's so good about the story and so many of those great lines. So yeah, I don't know. It's tricky.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, as a teacher, what name in history do you think should be forbidden from use because a person of the namesake tainted it? I think the name Judas should never be repeated again. It's like telling the world to never trust your kid, but who knows, maybe after 2,000 years, you could probably get rid of the stigma. I don't know if I can think of,
Who would name their kid Judas?
well, I've met a couple of Judases before.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I can't think of a specific name that should never be used again, but I think people go too far sometimes in trying to think of stuff that's unique and unique spellings, or they're like, I know what I should name my kid this because no one names their child this. Like, just name your kid Jessica. It's okay.
It's Jessica with a 7. Thank you.
Right. I mean, like, Adolf, I think, is just it's a name. I don't know if anyone would actually name their kid Hitler. Like, this is Hitler Smith. That seems ridiculous, but maybe that's just because I can't think of a human actually doing that. But I did once have a student who was named Large, Large, like large. His last name was Hooker. The parents thought he was hilarious. They were hilarious.
Is that true?
Yes! Yes!
No.
Yes! The child's legal
my
name was
God.
Large Hooker, and those parents should be burned.
God, man. Oh, shit. Well, who knows? The way that kid's going to grow up, maybe he'll burn up.
His middle name was Wesley, and that's what he wanted to be called, Wesley. And I was like,
that's good.
Yep. Anyway, we gotta hurry. I'm sorry. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Kramer moment? Favorite Elaine storyline?
Favorite Kramer moment? Oh, man. Just every time he comes in the door, it's hilarious. No, one where he's thrown out the door when he tries to walk in, the door closes and he spins around. Favorite Elaine storyline? Just the whole dance thing. That was hilarious.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Say what you will about Transformers Dark of the Moon. I enjoyed that film. Sentinel Prime is a great villain, and the final battle of that film is, in my opinion, the best final battle in the franchise.
Yeah, if you like it, man. Yeah, you don't have to listen to me.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Uncut Gems and Dolomite is my name.
I like Dolomite is my name. I still haven't seen all of Uncut Gems. I have to get around to that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. An NC for Ramona and Beezus.
What's it called?
Ramona and Beezus?
I don't think I've even heard of that one. I will try to look it up.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Uncle Fester in the Wednesday show?
I didn't get into him too much. It's a little weird. Most of the guys in the show I didn't get into. Like, all the women were great, but most of the guys I thought were pretty boring, weirdly. But none of them are bad. I just thought they were kind of dull.
Doppelginge, thank you for the raid. Echo, appreciate it.
Thank
Hope you had a
you.
really good stream. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, who is your favorite casting choice from Sonnenfeld's Addams Family movies?
Man, it's probably a toss-up between Julia and Richie. Anytime they're on screen, they're just so funny.
FBL? Oh, no, sorry, I almost skipped one. Yeah, no, FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Coming to America, Indiana Jones, or Twilight movies.
I'll probably do the Twilight movies as like a compilation. Coming to America is really funny. I don't know if I could add that much. And same thing with Indiana Jones. I might do like a compilation of the movies, maybe when the new one comes out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, favorite book to teach in middle school. I loved doing The Giver, teaching The Giver with my 6th graders. That was my favorite book to teach. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. A limousine and a pizza?
Yes. You know, you don't even think that combination would go together ever, because you're grown up and you don't think of those things anymore. But yes.
They have it spelled pizza, so I wasn't sure.
No. Okay. That's Tim Curry going pizza. It's quoting Home Alone 2. A limousine and a pizza. That's
Sorry.
what that is. Okay. Oh, it's okay.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I still got enjoyment from Thor 4, and I love the themes it's hitting about gods and their places in the universe. If heroes are doing what they should have been doing for their worshippers, maybe it helps that I've read the great comic the movie is adapting. That being said, this is the first time I understand where people are coming from about the MCU joke formula. Didn't ruin anything, but I get it.
Yeah. Again, when it was doing all that, it was great. It was just the jokes. That's really the only problem in the movie for me.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Mr. Bean sketch, favorite Faulty Towers episode?
Faulty Towers, probably probably Basil the Rat. And then favorite Mr. Bean. I like the one where he goes to church, because we went to church a lot, and we just were like, yep, I recognize that. Yep, I recognize doing that. That's what it sounds like sometimes.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Johnny English, Night at the Museum, or Iron Man movies.
Yeah, maybe I'll do the Night at the Museum movies again as a compilation. I never saw Johnny English. I don't even know if there's a sequel, so I'll try to check those out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Enid the Wolf Girl from the Wednesday show? Did you find her annoying?
No, she was okay. Once in a while, her acting was a little off, but I felt like as it kept going, she was good. I love the multicolored claws. That was really, really cool.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. If they remake Drop Dead Fred, who would you cast as Fred?
Man, I don't know. It'd have to be someone with like a lot of energy now. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Whoever like the hot, super energized like actor is now, and I don't know who that is right now.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the CW show Riverdale and your thoughts on cringe writing? Well, in this TED Talk, no, just kidding. I love Riverdale. It is great trash. I don't think it's as easy as people think it is to write something that's so bad. It is like Riverdale amazingly awful bad. Like, okay, example, time travel is in the show right now. Time travel is in the show, and what someone wants to go back in time and try to stop the murder of Martin Luther King. Like,
I mean,
she wanted to stop the assassination of Martin Luther King, you know, in Riverdale, based on Archie comics. It is just so off the rails bad. It's art, and I can't get enough of it.
She nailed it. I will admit it's not my thing, but a lot of people say Wednesday has the Riverdale writing. I get it. I get why it's done, and you're right. There is an intelligence to it. It's not my thing. But yes, I do have a sick appreciation for it.
So Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I really enjoyed your Disney-cember review for Amphibia. I thought for sure you were going to do Star Wars Rebels since you watched that first, so it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, keep watching. It's like in a day or two. It's coming.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for a Stamps.com ad, parody of Psycho where NC is showering and Malcolm Tamra burst in and stab him with stamps while talking about the company.
Well, watch the next one. No. I will consider that.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 50 bits. I feel like I should turn in my NC fan card after last night. I did fine overall, but there are some clips that I've drawn fan art of that I couldn't remember for the life of me where they were from, namely the annoyingly drawn out bit. You don't have to turn in a card.
We'd have to turn over ours too, and we made it. So yeah, don't feel bad about that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How did you meet Greg Sestero and Dante Bosco?
Through reviews, honestly. Greg Sestero saw the review of The Room, loved it, and it says it got a lot of attention to the movie, so he became a big fan through that. And then Dante, I think, was doing a vlog review of one of the Avatar episodes, and I really praised his acting, and we met up at a con, and we just got along right away.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you're cool with talking about Amphibia spoilers, what would you say was the most shocking and unexpected twist the show gave you?
A character getting stabbed at the end of season 2. I legit went, oh, when that happened.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. If you were a guest star on Seinfeld, what would your character be?
I don't know. Maybe just something like Ask That Guy, like just the guy with the creepy smile like this. Hi, Jerry. You know, something like that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Day Shift, the vampire hunting movie with Jamie Foxx and Snoop Dogg?
No, I heard it wasn't good, so I didn't watch it, but it looked good. So, and I just have to watch so many things. So I do want to give it a chance, but it's finding the time.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of Ewan McGregor as the Cricket in Del Toro's Pinocchio? Given your hatred for Jiminy Cricket, did Sebastian J. Cricket work more for you?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, huge upgrade, Ewan McGregor.
Silver Psalm, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Scrooge, the opening has a Santa with a gun. So what's your thoughts on the new Violent Night? And spoilers, the big popularity of Vikings and Norse mythology these last couple of years.
You know, I haven't seen it because I'm just kind of sick of violent Santa movies. It's not saying they're bad, but I've just seen so many badass Santa movies now. I'm like, I'm kind of done with it. Unless I hear something really new done with it. And that just kind of looks like more of the same. But I mean, the same looks fine. It's just, I'm personally kind of done with it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever thought of doing a proper NC review of the original Transformers?
I've thought about doing something with the Transformer movies and like an NC review. I don't know. And maybe one of those compilations again. Maybe I'll do that.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. It's funny, Doug, the day you released your Disney December review for Jedi Fallen Order, a new gameplay trailer for the sequel came out that day. Timing! And it comes out in March.
Yeah, talking about this conspiracy earlier. Maybe we got a little bit of a connection, or maybe I'm lying up my ass.
Yeah, maybe. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. E-Party Hard said, did anyone tell him about the WB canceled a Michael Keaton Batman Beyond movie?
Oh, what?
I'm still not sure it is actually real, because a lot of the sources for that article that I saw floating around was basically a podcast bro saying trust me, and some other people on Twitter being like, yes, I was definitely involved in this and this is true, and I'm like, I don't think it was true.
It sounds so made up. I mean, you never know, but it's like, it sounds made up.
Mumraw, thank you for the 50 bits. Your thoughts on the Muppet Family Christmas? It's my favorite Christmas special, with it including most of Jim Henson's characters like the Muppets, Fraggles, and Sesame Street. Also notable mentions are Jim Henson's Christmas Toy and Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, honestly. I just watched it again this year. It's becoming one of my favorites. It's so fucking cozy. I really, really like it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, the king of Spaghetti Town, was unable to come up with an answer for his impending threat of Heather the Witch. Suddenly, the wise old wizard Jim showed up in a puff of smoke, offering a solution to the problem.
I hope it's sauce.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Marlon Wayne movie do you hate and one that you liked?
I was just looking up Wayne's movies before. Was he in Major Pain? If he is, I guess I'll say that. And which one do I hate? Maybe one of the scary movie sequels, like the bad ones. I don't know. I haven't seen a ton of them. I saw some of the ones from like the 80s and 90s. So those are the ones I'm gonna know like the best. And even of those, I don't know that great.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Doug, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the creator of Amphibia just released the show's equivalent of Journal Number 3 from Gravity Falls, Marcy's Journal. I've only read about a quarter, and it's packed with mysteries, twists, puzzles, and more awesome world-building lore, in case you were curious, rather.
Oh, that sounds kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, that's a cool idea. All right, cool.
Amity Simmer, thank you for the 200 bits. Doug, Heather, what did you all think of the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once? It's my all-time favorite, and it's racking up so many award nominations.
I really loved it. I guess after it came out, it kind of got like the big fat Greek wedding thing where people, oh, it's not that great. Oh, people are blowing it out of proportion and stuff. I was like, no, I thought it was pretty damn good.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's the funniest moment in Del Toro's Pinocchio for you?
Funniest. I don't know. Maybe just all the times like he would set himself on fire and be like, "Wow, my feet are hot," or something like that. Like that was pretty funny.
Taylor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what are your favorite Christmas-themed episodes/specials? For me, I do love Hey Arnold's Christmas, KND's Christmas episode, PPG 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas, Rugrats Christmas episodes, Foster's, A Lost Claus, etc.
I like the Pee-wee one. I like the Tiny Toons one, and I love the Black Adder one. That's like one of the best Christmas specials ever.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, maybe for the next Dark Toons, you could discuss the Amphibia episode Olivia and Yunnan from season 3 with Marcy and the helmet. That would be perfect.
Maybe. I mean, you could definitely talk about some interesting stuff there. Yeah, we'll see.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. The Eagles wouldn't have carried them to Mount Doom, nor could the Fellowship force them to.
But they could fly in during the battle. I guess they fly in on their own. Yeah, isn't that the thing? I don't know. But if they go to Mount Doom there, I don't know. It's a little shaky. They could have talked it out.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever heard of the movie Filth? No, it's just Filth. Filth, starring James McAvoy. And if so, what are your thoughts?
I don't think so. Movie... Well, let's see what pops up when I type in movie Filth. Oh yeah, okay, that pops up. Nice. Yeah, 2013. Never heard of it. I'll try to check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Since it's technically a Disney movie now, would you ever want to see the Home Alone movies as a Kingdom Hearts world? No.
I mean, what would you do? Like Home Alone 2? Just put New York in there? Like, I don't know, you'd have to just avoid all the traps and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I seriously cannot recommend the latest Bob's Burgers episode more, Doug. It's easily my favorite Christmas episode of the show. The last few minutes is just so freaking sweet, plus the new highest rated episode on IMDb.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm really excited for it now. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. We usually watch it in the morning. So, yeah, I'll let you know what I think.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. The insect attacks wouldn't have been in her head. She would have been placed in a mental hospital by the army after the mist clears.
Oh, well, there you go.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you seen Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? It's a funny show that gives real helpful tips on surviving middle school with the cartoony, over-the-top live-action humor. I wish more shows were like it. The first 2 seasons are on Netflix.
Okay. No, never even heard of it. I'll try to check it out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC?
The song Keep Christmas in Your Heart is in it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Phil Hartman Simpsons character do you like more, Troy McClure or Lionel Hutz?
Lionel Hutz, because you throw a lawyer on top of that, of course you're going to get comedy gold.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your favorite scene in Wolf of Wall Street?
I think when the commercial he's shooting is interrupted by him getting arrested, because they're showing it like it's a commercial. It's all edited together. And then just suddenly the cops come in and bust him. It's so funny.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of Ice Age 3 overall? Do you like it more than the second one, or is it worse?
I like it more. I thought the comedy worked a lot better in it. It was more consistently funny. There's still issues with it, but yeah, I liked it.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. I finished the Deadpool game, and now I'm on to the X-Men Origins Wolverine game for the PS3. It's so much better than the movie. Hope you play it.
That's what I hear. I hear it's actually really, really good, the X-Men Origins game. So yeah, maybe we'll play that at some point.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. My favorite Shakespeare film adaptations are both of Macbeth. The first one stars Patrick Stewart in Macbeth and Kate Fleetwood as Lady Macbeth. She really understood the character. My second is The Tragedy of Macbeth, the black and white film that's on Apple TV+.
Oh, I never did see that one. God, I totally forgot about it. Yeah, the Coen brother one, because I don't think they both did that one. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your favorite musicals from the 50s, 50s through 60s, and then 70s through 90s?
Fiddler on the Roof, Oliver. I actually do like Sound of Music. Yeah, then like 80s and 90s. Why am I blanking on movies from the 80s and 90s? I know there's like good musicals and stuff. I mean, like, do Disney films count?
I
like,
don't
the animated
know.
ones?
I
It's
don't
always hard to
know.
say, do those count? Yeah, just all the, I don't know, all the Disney films.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Russell Crowe's Zeus reminds me of Tom Hanks' Colonel Tom Parker.
Guess I can kind of see that a little bit.
The Hourman, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think is the best stop-motion animated movie? I know it just came out, but I would honestly say Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
The best stop motion animated movie. My God. I don't know. I'd have to like really, really sit down and think about that. Because, you know, I want to say something like Paranorman or Coraline. But it's like I'd have to really go back to just like the history of like stop motion, because there's a lot of stuff made for adults too. I don't know. I'd really have to think about it.
Roboto Studios, thank you for the 60 bits. Not movie related, but how are Chaplin and Buster doing? Hard to believe that Buster got so big already. Do they have any quirks that you love? I have 2 cats, and my Russian blue loves trilling to greet me, but hates when I pick her up, so she wants attention, but hates it. Lol. Axel, my flame point, always follows me to bed. It's like our routine at this point. I go to bed, he follows. Also, OMG, look, a kitty cat. Everything is more entertaining now.
They're good. And quirk I love it when they knock over the Christmas tree. It's great. It's so much fun putting it back up and putting the ornaments back. It's wonderful. Love it.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. You should look at toys called Bots. There's a group of them called Season's Greetings, and 3 of them are part of Christmas. One is a wizard that's a Christmas tree.
Bots? Oh, yeah, here they are.
Bots.
Bots. All right. Cool. Ooh, one looks like pizza. Oh, these are like the fucking, they actually call it Transformers Bots. Okay, those are kind of like those old McDonald's Happy Meal toys where it's like, fries, no, it's a robot. But I love those. That's cool.
Silent Joe, thank you for the 50 bits. For a Dark Toon suggestion, would you ever consider the episode of The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, just the 4 of us? They actually found a way to make Mickey and Minnie seem genuinely creepy.
I don't think I've heard of that one. I will check it out. Mickey Mouse, just the 4 of us. Okay.
Silver Psalm, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever thought of making a Santa Christ movie with his arch nemesis, Satan Krampus?
That's pretty funny. I might have to write that down. Satan Krampus. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Are you guys going to watch the Beauty and the Beast live musical on ABC tomorrow night? It looks like a good cast. I heard Paige O'Hara and Alan Menken will make cameos.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, man, it's still weird to think they're doing those. I will try my best. I probably won't have time, but I'll try to check that out.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. What would the Channel Awesome 12 Days of Christmas be? We wouldn't be able to get through it because Doug's love of Christmas would ruin it all.
Good
Would destroy
answer.
us all.
Good, fast answer.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the funniest behind-the-scenes story you've heard from a movie? For me, it's in Batman Returns, where the monkey got so spooked by Danny DeVito's penguin that it apparently attacked him by taking a large bite out of the crotch area. Thank God the costume was padded.
Ooh, oh my God. Now I'm blanking. I always hear about all these stories and I'm totally blanking on it. I guess one that's coming to mind, Bruce Campbell did one where he was on the set of The Quick and the Dead, where he had to like kind of entertain Pat Hingle with a scene because he wanted more screen time. So they were pretending to shoot the scene while Sam Raimi was shooting the real scene. I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. What's a scene from a horror movie that was supposed to be scary but you found funny?
in the opening of Halloween Kills. I won't give it away, but if you've seen Halloween Kills, you know exactly what it is, because the theater I saw kind of laughed at it, and I laughed really hard at it.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank
Or
you.
Halloween Ends. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said Kills. Halloween Ends.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Merry week early Christmas. So for Christmas special questions, have you ever heard of the Santa Claus Brothers? If not, it was an animated Christmas movie that aired a few times on Disney Channel over 20 years ago. It's mainly aimed towards kids, but it's a pretty good special in my opinion and sadly underrated.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it. Bryan Cranston's that? Okay. Oh, wow, not super well animated, but it's got some people in it. All right, try to check it out.
General Kenobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Like Freddy Got Fingered, the audience got fisted. What's a movie you swore you would never see, but you did because your fans can be assholes?
Man. Like one day said, oh, you gotta see it, I know there's a couple, but I'm blanking on it. Maybe Mamma Mia? I just had no interest in that. So I'll say that. I know there's others, but that's one that's Cat in the Hat. That's another one.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which villain from Del Toro's Pinocchio? That's the question. I'll keep reading it. Christoph Waltz as Count Volpe or Ron Perlman as the Podesta? Volpe is in the movie more, but the Podesta just feels like a representation of how awful Europe was to be in during the 1930s and 40s. He just stood out to me way more. I loved him as a replacement for the Coachman and Pleasure Island.
Yeah, I liked just his voice. I liked it a little bit more too. It was a little bit more commanding, which I know they're supposed to be different, but yeah, I agree with you. I think I liked it more.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. There's a skit from the Cartoon Network show Mad that I thought you would appreciate, Heather. It's a parody of the Bee Movie, and in one scene, a woman states, "Stop with the bee puns. You don't see me slipping human into every other sentence." I love it. I meant it. Rantasy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I found an old Fox animated movie on my childhood. It's called Everyone's Hero, and I was wondering if you'd review it for next Disney December.
Everyone's Hero?
Everyone's Hero.
Everyone's Hero. Okay, I've seen this advertised. I've never actually seen it though. I'll try to check it out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of Cate Blanchett as the monkey in Del Toro's Pinocchio? As much as I love the movie, that seems like kind of a waste of her talents.
What? No. She was the monkey in that? That can't be. I'm looking that up. You go to the next one. I just have
Doug is in disbelief.
Because there's no lines. It's just like that's it. That can't be. What? What?
She pulled an Alan Tudyk, I see, huh?
Yeah, that must have been like just like a little troll thing or something like that. Just like, we're just gonna give you the funniest you're gonna do now. You can shoot it in a minute. Weird. That's really fucking weird.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Silver Psalm says, here's my conspiracy theory. Ghosts aren't real. They are made up to entertain the public and make fun horror stories.
I don't know. That's what I believe.
I was going to say, I think more people would say the opposite, that the conspiracy theory is that ghosts are real.
No, but that's what I like. That's what I like. That's why it's the conspiracy. I like that. That's pretty clever. I like that.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure the scene where Jacob Marley dislocates his jaw was in the book. I know it was done with a comedic lean, which was sort of distracting, but you can't say it was unfaithful.
Oh, no. That's in a lot of the versions, too, where he dislocates the jaw and he has the little cloth or whatever tie it up and stuff like that. But making him talk, when mankind was my business, that's where it's like, that's stupid.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. I just recently watched Spirited. I was amazed by how much I enjoyed it. The songs are incredible, and the film does have its fair share of sweet moments. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I don't have Apple TV. I'm not sure where I watch those outside of not having Apple TV. So, but I've heard it's good. So, yeah, I do want to check it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Wingweaver claims that if birds are drones, then perhaps insects are nanobots. That's extending the lore.
Yes.
Randsea Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Old Disney Channel shows, the first on is Motor City. They got the Gorillaz artists for the characters. Their heads are animated in 3D bodies.
That's cool. I think somebody recommended that before. I never even heard of it, but yeah, I'll try to check it out.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the 2012 film Place Beyond the Pines? It stars Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper. Absolutely loved it.
Place Beyond the Pines?
Correct.
I don't think I've seen that one. Nah, not ringing a bell. I'll try to check it out.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I laughed when the fairy appears in Critters and says, "You're the first one to say that joke," and you say, I am. The way you said it was funny, but it's hilarious when you get turned into a puppet, too.
Oh, is that what happens? Yeah, again, I didn't know what the follow-up was.
Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. The second show was made by the same person that made Wow Wow Wubsy. It's called Disney Channel Yin Yang Yo. There's 2 seasons, and it's very good.
All right. Try to check it out.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 50 bits. Unless we're going to get a Disney-Sember on it, what are your thoughts on the Santa Clauses? I don't hate it, but I feel like the plot is kind of rushed, especially the drone guy and his transition to becoming a villain.
I agree. I'm about halfway through the last episode, but honestly, I really like it. I think the jokes for the most part work. It's got a lot of Christmas in it. I think it's imaginative. It's trying much harder than it needs to, in my opinion.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Rank the Simpsons villains from worst to best. Sideshow Bob, Hank Scorpio, and Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns is the best. I'll say Scorpio and then Sideshow Bob, only because they used him so much.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm turning in for the night. Until next Wednesday, take good care.
Take care. Good night.
Roboto Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Say what you will about the Transformers films, the scores are incredible. It's the one thing from Bumblebee that was lacking. I hope Beast Wars brings that epic score back. There's so many iconic tracks that just put you right back into the scene, like Arrival to Earth, Autobots Reunite, The Battle, and the third movie, etc.
Hell yeah, man. I got the soundtrack to that after I saw the movie. I love the sound. I'm not even just talking about the songs, I'm talking about the score. It's just so fucking good.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Eddie Murphy cop movie do you like more? 48 Hours or Beverly Hills Cop?
So I have a terrible confession. I've never seen all of a Beverly Hills Cop movie.
All right.
And I should. I have seen 48
That's fair.
Hours. I really like it. So I guess I'll say that.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Can we get a hint as to what tomorrow's Disney-Sember review is?
What the hell is it? I mean, if you watch Stream, you see me play it.
Ooh. Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. This is the third part about the 2 old Disney Channel shows. I hope you review Motor City and Yin Yang Yo for next Disney-Sember.
I will try my best.
Kenton Play Stuff, thank you for the 100 bits. So we've had the Disney Afternoon, Fox Kids, and Toonami. Is it possible that we might get a Cartoon Fridays video and a look at some classic Cartoon Network cartoons?
I think the next one will probably be Kids WB. That's the one people have been asking for. I really want to do TGIF at some point too, but most people have been asking for Kids WB, so we'll probably do that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of the Christina Ricci's character in the Wednesday show?
Surreal when you see her talking to Wednesday because they're about the same height and have, again, her performance is very similar to Richie's in the original Addams Family. And it's okay for that. I mean, I guess I can't talk too much about her, but for what was required, it's like, okay, well, this is the standard. Like, this is how it goes, you know what I mean? Just hitting the common beats, but she's always fun.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you started season 2 of Only Murders in the Building yet? If not, I highly recommend it. In my opinion, it's even better than the first season.
No, not yet. I'll probably watch it. I got a week off in January. I might take the time then to watch. I'm just going to make a list of all the stuff I haven't had a chance to watch and watch it then.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Maybe in 2024, you should do Transformers month for the first 5 movies. The first 4 were good, but the 5th one sucked. Actually, give him a chance this time. They're not all the same, except for Megatron leading an army in all of them, or someone else's army.
I only like the first one. The ones after that, I didn't hate them like a lot of people do, but I'm just like, I can't find anything fun here. It just seems like the hand-me-downs of the first one.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I remember you saying you couldn't think of something to add to next year's Disney-Sember, so what if you add the Lucasfilms games like Sam and Max?
As somebody was saying, and maybe it was you actually, just Lucasfilm in general, do like the Indiana Jones movies and stuff like that, which might be an idea. I was thinking about that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Whale? And if so, thoughts?
No, and I did have a screening for it, but it was 4 weeks before it came out, and we couldn't say anything until the week it comes out. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm already busy enough already. So I'm just going to see it when it comes out with everyone else. I am curious, though. I hope it's good. Like everyone, I want to see the Renaissance, reach its peak. And I hope it's good.
Sagmeister, thank you for the 100 bits. Big fan of Nostalgia Critic since 2007 from the UK. I have a question for Doug and the hostess. If you could have just one superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably change into anything, because I feel like, you could fly, you could be big, you could be small, you could, I don't know. That's the one where I feel like it has the most possibilities.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Night Shift? In my opinion, it's Michael Keaton's funniest performance.
No, I don't even know if I heard of that one. I'll try to check it out. And what superpower would you do, Heather?
Probably telepathy. Not like, I don't necessarily want to be like reading. I don't necessarily want to like, I just want to move things. I want to move things with my mind. That's what I want to do. I don't necessarily want to be reading everyone's thoughts all the time. I just want to be like moving shit with my brain,
Well, you move us, Heather. You move us.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I love your Michael Bay skits from the Pearl Harbor review, but Rachel must have gotten dizzy from moving her head all those times.
Yeah. I forgot she always had to like fling the hair back and forth and stuff. That's right.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgiaween for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
I heard it's boring, so I never checked it out. I may try to give it a look at one point, but everyone was so excited, and then they're like, yeah, it's weirdly dull.
Axa Wars Com, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever thought about doing a review for No Country for Old Men?
Well, just watch Freddy Got Fingered. It's practically a review. I don't know. I feel like I've talked about the characters enough to kind of talk about why and how it works and stuff. So yeah, that's probably it, because I don't know how much else I would add on top of what other critics have added.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. Did you ever see the rare teaser trailer for the first Addams Family movie where you get a glimpse of Christopher Lloyd in makeup face prosthetics that didn't get used for the finished film for Fester? He looks completely different and unrecognizable. Do you think the creators made the right choice changing this to let more of his natural features come through?
Yeah, because he's naturally kind of a weird looking guy. So I think just kind of getting rid of the neck and having the little thing there and letting his natural expressions come out, I think that worked better. And that teaser is based on a Charles Addams cartoon where someone in the movie is screaming and everyone's turning around and looking at you. So I love that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite universe from Everything Everywhere All at Once?
When everything was really adding up, I did kind of like the one where they're just rocks. It just sounds very peaceful. I love that one. That's
my favorite. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the Mussolini cameo in Del Toro's Pinocchio? I didn't really laugh at the poop song, though I did appreciate that they did it at all, but my jaw was on the floor when he shot Pinocchio in the face. Is that a spoiler?
I mean, they say he can die like a million times. He's literally insulting Mussolini. So it's like, well, you kind of know he's going to die here. It was okay. I mean, I like they showed it to Gavin and Simpleton and stuff like that. I mean, I guess I feel if they did any more than that, it'd kind of be ruining it. So, I don't know. It's probably the right amount. You want to use them.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched the Powerpuff Girls Christmas theme episode, 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas Again. Grew up with the Powerpuff Girls with my sister along. It's also really written well and pretty funny. Definitely check it out on HBO Max.
I should probably point out, by the way, I think I said something like, gonna ruin Mussolini. Mussolini's a tyrant. That's not by me. I mean, like, just using him too much in a movie is like a villain or something like that. I'm like, I should probably clarify that. with the Powerpuff Girls. Say it again, because I was thinking to myself, what did I say, and can that be taken
Gotcha.
the wrong way?
Sailor Aaron recently watched Powerpuff Girls Christmas themed episode. 'Twas the fight before Christmas. They grew up with the Powerpuff Girls with their sister, and it was really well written and pretty funny. Definitely check it out.
I've never seen that one. I don't think I've heard of that one. All right, yeah, I'll try and look it up.
OKC Rules, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Heather and Doug. 2 questions. What are your thoughts on the Peter Sellers Pink Panther movies, and will NC do a review?
There's too many of them for me to watch. I think, was that another one where somebody did like all the movies? I think it's Hats Off Entertainment, maybe. And he's more a diehard fan of that than I am. I like the Pink Panther movies. I can't say I love them though. So yeah, if you want like a really dedicated like look over of all the movies, I think that's the one to check out.
Axo Warscom, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite dark cartoon from when you were a kid?
Man, I think it's the first one I did Darktoons on, that weird Pluto one where he goes to like doggy hell and all the cats are putting him on trial. That was just so uncomfortable. But as a kid, I loved how scary it was. I loved all the creepy backgrounds and stuff. So I guess I'll say that.
Aiko Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I love Disney-cember. Would you say that doing it is as fun or even more fun than it was when you started doing it?
I remember being stressful the first time I did it, because I had a lot more energy then. So I'm like, I'm going to do every animated movie in 1 month. And it's like, I did it, but I'm just like, I don't know how I did it. And now looking back, there is something nice where it's like, okay, I can take my time a little bit more. They're not as rushed, even though I guess I'm doing TV shows, so that kind of counts. But yeah, I'd say it's just as much fun. It's just different.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which Pinocchio movie do you like more overall, the original Disney movie or Del Toro's Pinocchio? This is my last Pinocchio question, I swear.
Man, that's rough. I'll probably still say the original. But it is kind of like apples and oranges, you know what I mean? But I think I'll still say the original.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Overall, who was your favorite member of the Fellowship of the Rings? Legolas, come on now. I was a teenage girl when those movies came out. No.
So you're the perfect age. Yeah, of course that'd be your favorite. Maybe Gandalf. Just because he's kind of the curmudgeon, just, you know, it's useless, you know.
Mum-Ra, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for both of you. Who do you think had or has the most imaginative mind as a studio head creatively, and why? Walt Disney, Jim Henson, Tim Burton, or Guillermo del Toro? My pick is Jim Henson.
It was Tim Burton and Guillermo del Toro were the other ones, and Walt Disney. I think I'll say Henson, because even Disney would admit he was good at finding creative people. Henson was really good at sort of trying he didn't even want to get into puppeteering. He's just like, I don't know, try this, and it seemed to take off. Like, he just had so many things he could do, and he just happened to fall into that. And even then he wanted to do other stuff. So I guess I'll say that.
I would agree with Henson. Aiko Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you enjoy the Sonic video games? Have you played Sonic Frontiers?
No, I hear it's good. I haven't played a recent Sonic game in a while. Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
XA Warscom, thank you for the 140 bits. Did you know that NC from Nutcracker 3D is Watcher You?
Say again?
Did you know that the NC from Nutcracker 3D is Watcher You?
I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which baseball player from Homer at Bat was the funniest for you? For me, it's Wade Boggs. And yes, England's greatest prime minister is Pitt the Elder.
Man, that's a good question. I kind of like Ken Griffey Jr. just for having, like, I think 2 lines, and then you could tell they didn't think he could act, so they're like, I was just having drinking something the whole time. That just made me laugh. He's like, wow, there's a party in my mouth, and everybody's invited. That just made me laugh.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Curly Sue.
I don't remember getting much out of that. I don't remember it being good or bad. It just kind of exists. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
Kenton Plays Stuff, thank you for the 50 bits. Another Christmas special recommendation if you aren't already reviewing it this year, but have you seen all of the other reindeer? Aside from Drew Barrymore playing the main character, it's got a lot of Simpsons cast member in it, and I think it was made by some of the people that work on the show, including Matt Groening as Olive's friend, and Dan, I never know how to say his name,
Castellaneta.
Thank you, as the villain.
No, and actually, I've heard people recommend it before. That's another one. I don't even know where I watch it. Maybe YouTube. I'm not sure. I'll try to check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on the latest season of Rick and Morty, Doug. I think you're really going to love it. It thinks outside the box even more than most seasons prior. It's as hysterical as ever.
I'm excited. I love Rick and Morty, so yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with it.
Mojo Frog, thank you for that subscription. Welcome, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Alexander, Robert Lee, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, everyone. Appreciate that. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I have to admit, one of the things that scared me the most about the Goblin in No Way Home was seeing him get punched a million times and not having a single bruise or scratch on him. Something about his durability really creeped me out.
And the little smiley as every time, like, ha ha ha, ooh, I love it.
Roboto Studios, thank you for the 50 bits. One of my favorite Christmas cartoon episodes is the Danny Phantom Fright Before Christmas. They have it all in rhyme, and the fact that Danny is the only one self-aware of that because he needs to learn the lesson is hysterical. And there's also some really heartwarming moments too.
I hear it's a good show. I've never seen it. I just know people that watch it just like love the hell out of it. So yeah, I never get a chance to see it.
Monster Society, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you familiar with Pingu? Newt Newt, it's an otherwise innocent kids show, but the episode Pingu's Dream has really scared a lot of kids. It make for a great Darktoons episode. That walrus was nightmare fuel.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I don't know how much I can talk about it. I mean, the walrus is pretty creepy, but I just don't know if I can fill up like a whole episode talking about it. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it, but I have seen it.
All right. We got all the bit messages. Whew. I didn't know if we could, but we did. Congratulations, everyone. So we have time for a couple of highlighted here. Dom Klein says, Scream 1 and 2 were released 1 year apart, so this isn't the first time the franchise has pulled this off. Also, the Scooby-Doo episode of Supernatural is basically standalone. You don't have to know much about the plot or mythos, just FYI, and it was Damon Wayans in Major Pain, not Marlon.
Okay, sorry. I know Damon was the main star. I just typed in Wayans Brothers movies and that popped up. So I'm like, oh, maybe more of them were in there and I don't remember. So yeah, I believe you. I mean, actually, does Requiem for a Dream count? Because one of the Wayans is in that. And then worse would maybe be Dungeons and Dragons because I know one of the Wayans is in that.
Elite Gamer says, hello, Doug and Heather. Hope you're both doing well. Doug, I recently saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and have to say it's pretty darn good. I actually just saw the older movie called The Santa Claus, not Tim Allen. It was decent. I was wondering if you or Heather ever seen it. And also be careful, Doug. Heather has a nuke now. We're doomed.
Okay, so let me see. The Santa Claus without an E. I just keep getting the one with the E. Unless you're talking about Santa Claus the movie, which I've seen that. I did a review of that.
Yeah, they said
I have a soft spot for
the older movie, not Tim Allen.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like Santa Claus the movie. I can't say it's good, but I like when something takes something so silly just so seriously, and that's another reason I kind of like this Santa Claus's show that's on right now. Like, it really does add a lot to the world and the imagination behind it.
XA Warscom, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your favorite villain from Batman the Animated Series? Because he breaks the fourth wall.
Because he breaks the fourth wall. I mean, probably Joker. I really like the Clock King too. I wish they used more of him. I thought he was a lot of fun.
You can't really outdo Mark Hamill Joker, though.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever seen the mockumentary Springfield of Dreams? It's a fake documentary where all of the MLB players act like the Simpsons baseball episode was a real event. It has all of them except Darryl Strawberry, and all of the players are hilarious. We see Don Mattingly get emotional about his sideburns, and Wade Boggs make a speech about why Pitt the Elder is great. It's all in live action, and it's perfect.
Oh my god, this sounds funny. I gotta look this
awesome.
up. This sounds like a lot of fun.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. So between the Wet Bandits, who do you like more? Joe Pesci as Harry or Daniel Stern as Marv?
I'll say Joe Pesci because I'm thinking of Home Alone 2 as well, where they made Marv just a little too stupid. I mean, he was still pretty funny, but they made it just a little too dumb. Where Joe Pesci, I just love that, he hates that he has to censor himself, but he does that Yosemite Sam swearing so good. You swear he's saying actual curse words, but he's not.
Mojo Frog, thank you for the 100 bits. For both, my favorite all-time sci-fi movie is The Last Starfighter. I'm very curious on your thoughts on it. Terrible effects, but damn, I can't help but love everything about it. It was my personal Star Wars. Please don't judge me.
Oh yeah, that's the original Galaxy Quest right there. That's one of the reasons I don't think I got into that movie like everyone else, because it's just Last Starfighter. Yeah, no, I love that movie.
Katsuri Me, thank you for the 300 bits. Hello from my wonderful partner, Beyond Coon and I. I just showed them Channel Awesome a few months ago, and it has led to many Nostalgia Critic marathons. I would also like to give a shout out to Malcolm and Tamra. I love seeing them, and it makes my day when they're in the episode.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're great to work with, man. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for watching.
And on that note, I think we will wrap things up because it is 8 o'clock. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, please come on back. We do have content here 6 days a week. So Tamara's going to be on tomorrow. Doug will be back on Friday evening playing more Ratchet and Clank. Malcolm will be here on Friday afternoon. We've got Awesome Comics and Coffee on Saturday. So come on back and hang out with us. We always appreciate it. I'm also going to plug that I am currently in a contest right now where I am could be sponsored by Hot Pockets. So if you could just take the moment, the time to click on the link and vote for Heather Roos, I would really appreciate it. You could do that every day, once a day, every day until December 19th. So we still have like 5 more days.
It's so quick and so easy, man. So yeah, you just go put in the stuff, boom, done. Super easy.
Thanks. I'd appreciate it. We're going to go raid Tamra. I saw she was on. Tamra Chambers. Oops, I almost spelled Chambers wrong. Oh, yes. This channel is for mature audiences, everyone, okay? Tamara will say a shit and a fuck. I know. How dare we? Anyway, hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.